friends, it's Valerie. Welcome back to another week's What's for Dinner. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love if you'd hit that subscribe button and join my YouTube family. I put out What's for Dinner videos every Monday, and I've got 3 more inspiration meals for you this week, and I hope that you enjoy them. I'm actually wondering, do you guys mind, do any of you, my subscribers, mind if I try out a different upload day for the What's for Dinner videos? If you watch these on a specific day, leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think. I just want to grow my channel over time here and see if maybe my target audience would be better on a different day, like Saturday or Sunday on the weekend. Maybe that's better for all of my subscribers. So over the next few weeks, I might be testing that out, and so I hope that that doesn't conflict with any of your schedules for all my main subscribers. But I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. And also, if you have any recipes or other video ideas you'd like to see me do, go ahead and leave that in a comment down below so I can start working on that. I do really want to start putting out some other things, some more things that you guys like to keep growing my channel. So other than that, let's just get started. This first recipe is a roasted tomatillo chicken enchilada casserole. I'm starting off with 12 tomatillos, and if you don't know what a tomatillo is, it's like a Mexican tomato in a way, and it has a husk, and you're going to go ahead and remove those husks and rinse them very well with warm water because they do have a sticky texture on the outside. Now I went ahead and peeled about 5 garlic cloves. I have some very small ones there, so maybe I have a few extra. And go ahead and place them in foil and drizzle them with some olive oil, and then go ahead and close that up like a little pouch. And I went ahead and took those cleaned off tomatillos, and I'm placing them on a baking sheet. And I also had some small onions on hand, a lot of these little baby onions, so I just went ahead and sliced them in halves, and I'm placing them on the tray as well as 3 jalapenos that I rinsed off and that pouch of garlic. And then you're going to go ahead and roast that in the oven at 425 degrees for 30 minutes, flipping halfway. So 15 minutes through, you'll go ahead and flip those vegetables. And now I'm going to go ahead and take 1.5 cups of chicken broth and place that in my Instant Pot with 2 large chicken breasts in there, and I just have frozen chicken breasts here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on, and it's on sealing, and I'm going to go ahead and cook those on manual for 11 minutes, and I believe I let those naturally release for another 10 minutes. So this is me just flipping those tomatillos about the halfway mark, so the 15 minutes. I flipped all the vegetables except for the garlic, obviously, because it's in a pouch. Once that chicken naturally releases pressure for 10 minutes, I went ahead and removed the chicken from the pot, just because I'm going to go ahead and reserve that broth that's at the bottom. Then you're going to go ahead and put the chicken back into the pot, and I'm just using my hand mixer here to break up that chicken. It's just the easiest method I've found, so just go ahead and do that. And then once all the roasted vegetables here were all done, I went ahead and just took my food processor, and I'm going to go ahead and place that all in there except for the jalapenos at this point. I'm just placing the tomatillos, the onions, and the roasted garlic in there, as well as the juices that came out from the tomatillos. I poured that from a baking sheet into this food processor. And then for the jalapenos, I am going to go ahead and remove the skins. They'll just peel off, and then they'll split open, and I will also remove the seeds. So you'll see me go ahead and remove. I step away because the easiest way for me to remove the seeds is to run them under water. So I just went ahead and did that. And I just want to make a note here that I only added 2 of those roasted jalapenos because I wanted to taste it, since I was using a pepper jack cheese, and it actually was kind of spicy. So if you don't like it too hot, just add 1 at a time and taste it as you go. And then I'm just going to go ahead and blend that up till everything's nice and blended together. Next, I am taking about 1/2 cup of cilantro and adding that to the food processor, and then I believe I also just gave that a quick little pulse to blend it all together. On this part, I forgot to hit record, but I took 1.5 cups of that broth from the Instant Pot that we reserved, and I added that to this Tomatillo mixture. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of sour cream to that, and just go ahead and mix that all together with my spatula here until it's all nice and smooth and creamy. And then you're going to go ahead and mix in your salt to taste. I didn't really measure, I just poured some and mixed it in and tasted it. I like to just see how much I needed. And then I'm taking a medium-sized baking dish and I'm putting some of that sauce on the bottom. And I'm also placing 2 flour tortillas on this. And I'm going to be using 1/3 of the chicken, and go ahead and place that on top of your tortillas here. And then you're going to go ahead and top that with 1/3 of your sauce mixture, as well as 1/3 of your cheese. And in total you're going to need about 2 cups of shredded cheese. I shredded my own cheese and I'm using pepper jack here. And after that you're going to repeat your layer with another layer of tortilla, chicken, sauce, and then cheese. And you're going to finish it off with another layer of tortilla and the rest of your sauce and the remainder of your cheese. Wow, y'all, this meal was super good. It definitely didn't disappoint, and I served this with some Spanish rice, which you've seen me make a bunch of times, so I'll go ahead and link a little card here to show you how to make that if you haven't seen that before. This next meal is like a Chipotle style bowl with some pork flavored carnitas that I made in the crock pot. So I'm just going to go ahead and place my carnitas roast in this crock pot. This is just one already pre-seasoned from Aldi. You can actually use whatever meat you would like here, steak, chicken, even leftover chicken, whatever you have, just go ahead and use it. The point of this is to be really easy. So for this I'm going to be making some of that cilantro lime style rice. So I'm taking my large pan over high heat and I'm going to go ahead and pour in 3 tablespoons of oil, and I'm going to go ahead once it's hot and add in 1.5 cups of rice and go ahead and stir that oil to coat all the rice. And you're going to go ahead and brown it. This is just like the steps to my Spanish style rice, but it's not exactly the same, but you will be browning it as you can see there. And then you're going to go ahead and add in your 3 cups of chicken broth. And I was just using bouillon mixed with water there. And once it comes to a boil, put a lid on that and reduce your heat to a simmer for 25 minutes. And then once that's done, remove it from the heat source, but do not lift your lid, and let it rest for 10 minutes, making sure not to lift that lid. And then during the time that my rice cooked and rested, I went ahead and just took that time to prep some of my other ingredients that I like on these bowls. So this is like a little bit of like a pico. I don't have any jalapeno on hand, so I'm just adding a little bit of onion to my tomato and just a little bit of cilantro. I'm not really even adding any lime to this because of the cilantro lime rice, but I did add some like a clove or 2 of garlic here pressed in just for a little extra flavor, and I do like garlic a lot. And I'm also chopping up just some lettuce and just some shredded lettuce. And I had some of these radishes on hand, so I just took my mandolin and I'm just going to slice them up just for some extra vegetable, plus to use up some things that are in my refrigerator. So here now you're back at the rice. So once it's rested for the 10 minutes, you can lift the lid and just go ahead and fluff your rice up. I'm just using my wooden spoon here. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in some cilantro to that. Anywhere from half a bunch to a whole bunch, it's just your preference. I just took some of whatever I had on hand, and I'm over here picking out some of these stems. Obviously I did not do the best job at cutting cilantro, which I never really do. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and mix that right in. And now I'm taking the juice from 1 lime and just going to go ahead and pour that into the rice and just give it a stir to get all that flavor mixed in. And that's it. Pretty simple and really delicious. And here I'm just going to assemble those bowls. I don't have really big bowls, so I'm just using a plate with the rice and then some of that carnitas and some lettuce as well as all my other toppings, so some tomato. I even heated up a little bit of pinto beans that I had left over, and I put those right on top, as well as some even leftover corn that I had. You can use up whatever vegetable or things you just have on hand here, or even that you want to like heat up really quick, like a can of refried beans or corn. It's really versatile and super easy, but also very good. I topped that with a little bit of avocado and sour cream, as well as some pepper jack cheese, and this was delicious. Definitely didn't disappoint. This last meal is chicken with a mustard cream sauce. First, I'm starting off with my side dish, and I want some small roasted potatoes. So I'm taking about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes that I cleaned and peeled, and I'm dicing them up into some very small bite-sized pieces. And then I'm going to go ahead and just place them all into a bowl and sprinkle about 2 tablespoons of olive oil on them, as well as 2 tablespoons of finely minced garlic and some salt and pepper to taste. And also about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of herbs. I didn't have any fresh herbs on hand, so I just went ahead and used some Italian seasoning that I had. I also decided to add a good sprinkling of Creole seasoning to this, not too much though, just a light coating of that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and toss all those seasonings around on the potatoes so they're all coated evenly, and then just go ahead and place those onto my baking sheet that I went ahead and lined with foil, and make sure they're in an even layer. For the chicken breast, I have 2 chicken breasts here that I went ahead and filleted down the center to make 4 thinner pieces, and I'm just seasoning them with some salt and pepper. And I've placed some oil in the bottom of my pan here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cook those up. I'm cooking them in olive oil. So yeah, just go ahead and place them in your pan on medium to medium high heat, and you're going to cook them for 4 to 5 minutes on this side, and then go ahead and flip them and cook them for an additional 4 to 5 minutes. Once your chicken is done cooking, just go ahead and remove it from the pan, and I'm just setting it on a plate to set aside and keep that warm while I work on the cream sauce. For the cream sauce, I'm adding 1/4 cup of chicken broth to that, as well as 1/2 cup of heavy cream, and then I'm just going to go ahead and whisk that together. And I'm going to go ahead and place 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard into that, as well as 1 teaspoon of oregano, and go ahead and whisk that again until it is nice and incorporated. And you're going to go ahead and just cook that and stir it for another 2 minutes until it's done and thickened, and then go ahead and pour your sauce over your chicken like that, and it's done. And I served this with some green beans that I just used some butter, salt and pepper, and some garlic in, and they were amazing. And this whole meal was super delicious. I really liked that cream sauce. Even my boyfriend, who doesn't like mustard, said it was really good, so I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks so much for watching, friends. I hope you enjoyed this week's What's for Dinner. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future What's for Dinner videos, and I hope you all have an amazing week.